Looks like all of the charts have finished. We're just generating the last bit of the data cards. And maybe it's important to call out here too that this is an agentic workflow. So as we're building these components under the hood, if there are errors, we detect that and we actually rerun the generation process, giving the LLM more context about what broke so that we can reliably return back these charts to you. Every night we run about 150 data sets through Plotly Studio multiple times, and we're tracking the quality of the applications and the accuracy of the generations so that we can deliver pretty incredible data apps to you almost every time, right? And in general, these generations are very reliable. As you can see here, our app has generated. At the top, we have metadata about the application. Here's this really nice drawer full of filters. If I pick something here, you'll notice that all of these will update to match in just a moment, just like that. I'll set it back to all so we can continue down through here. We have a row of data cards, right? Big numbers. And then all of the charts are down below. I think we asked for about 6 here. And what you'll notice is that without any context, without me really specifying anything at all, this is what it shows, right? We have an age and gender distribution here. We have a billing amount by medical condition, a box plot here, kind of interesting. Looks like we've got a line chart for hospital admissions timeline. And we actually have some controls here that allow us to change the binning frequency. So we could look at this maybe more granularly at a weekly level. And then what's great about Plotly charts is I can click and drag and zoom in and look at any of these, right, and go back. So you have a lot of tools at your disposal right inside the charts themselves, which is great too. Each of these charts, they are affected by the global charts above, but you can also make changes directly to any of these as well. You can include further filtering if that would be useful to you in the chart, right? These all look pretty good in general. Cool. Oh yeah, here's a cool range slider. So we can change the billing amount threshold, and now we see this update. We can even choose specific hospitals. That's pretty interesting. And then down here, we've got the data table, right, with all of these records. Now, if I click into any one of the charts, now you can see that you'll have a preview of the chart here in isolation once it loads. That's great. You also get a specification. This is a read-only, basically, description of what's in the code. So if you don't write code, this is a great way to understand what's actually happening at the code level. It's a little bit more specific than your prompt or outline above, and this is actually what's used to edit the chart. So you can copy and paste this whole thing, save it if you want. This actually helps you replicate a chart pretty easily. But you can also just go up here and make changes directly to this outline, as Chris will show in just a few minutes. If I were to add something to this, let's see here. Let's make a simple change. Let's take a look at the chart. Okay, cool. Let's just say remove admission type, or maybe say don't include. And admission type drop down, right? And I'll send this. Basically, it's going to go back out and regenerate. And what we're sharing is the previous prompt, the code, and the new prompt, right, to regenerate. And what that allows you to do is make these edits in a pretty stable way. So you don't just get a brand new chart with a bunch of things changed. You get more specific focusing of the LLM on the particular problem at hand, so that when you get your chart back, it's only made the edit that you care about. So when this loads, I expect that we only have one dropdown, as you can see, just for medical condition, right? Now that's a pretty simple way of iterating on a chart.
I'm going to show a bunch of examples where in about 5 sentences, I can make a really custom, sophisticated visualization and application that is actually writing 600 lines of Python under the hood. And in this new model, because it's all just plain text, I'm just writing prompts, collaboration is really easy because I can then send that plain text to somebody else who can download Plotly Studio and recreate the same thing and remix it and tweak it however they want. Collaboration can also happen through publishing the applications and allowing people to consume what I create. This is what it looked like as I made this chart in Plotly Studio last night. So that chart outline view that Matt showed earlier that had a default outline that Studio generated, I was tweaking that and adding statements line after line, customizing the visualization until I got to this end result. In each of these steps, as I'm iterating here, it takes about 20 to 30 seconds to regenerate the Python file. It'll include the previous preferences that I had on my code, so things don't get totally rewritten. That you can notice from change to change, the chart largely looks the same. Just the addition that I made is what got changed in the code. One of the really cool things about Plotly Studio is that we're doing spec-driven development, not chat-driven development. So rather than chatting over and over and over and getting this super long chat transcript that you can't really share or reproduce, you iterate on the same chart and gradually expand your specifications. So if I go back and look at this chart in Plotly Studio, you can see that this specification has 20 lines or so. And what's amazing about this is now this is immediately shareable, right? I can send somebody my same data set. I can copy and paste the same prompt, put it in an email, put it in a Confluence doc, send it on Slack. They can paste it in, and then they can create the exact same version of this chart. And they can remix it, they can tweak it, they can make it all the edits that they might want on their own end. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with self-service BI is finally here, right? They don't need to learn a new UI to create a chart like this. Creating a chart like this in a regular chart editor would be tremendously complex. But with natural language, you can just specify exactly what you want inside Plotly Studio.